Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Mansour, and I'm back for another video. So, um, we're gonna talk about Melanie Sugita and her role in the 2016 hazing incident. Okay, the 2016 hazing and sexual assault incident. Because she was the athletic director at the time. And hilarious thing is, her son exposed her. Okay, so here we go. And this is one of the hate comments on my video I posted last week. Here we go. Skylar Sugita, my nephew's baseball teammate and the son of longtime South athletic director Melanie Sugita, said, here's what he said: "You're tripping. You probably just mad they are succeeding," about Brett Mormon. I said, "No, I'm not mad. I'm mad that I didn't press charges against Josh Pudlow when I had the opportunity. You have never," and I say, "you have never been sexually assaulted or hazed. You don't know how it feels to recover from two traumatic events in one day." And I also say, "I have PTSD, bruh. I was sexually assaulted, hazed, and fear assaulted. I was bullied because I didn't fit in on the South Side in terms of politics, religion, or ancestry, let alone lifestyle. I was depressed. I lived in an abusive household with a drunk dad, astaghfirullah, and a neglectful mom who was biased towards my brother because he was blonde and looked like his Norwegian grandpa rather than his Turkish, Iranian, Iraqi, Palestinian, Lebanese, Jordanian, and Pakistani grandma. I was bullied at both home and at school. You lack empathy." Okay. And so he says, "Don't just disrespect our coach." And I say, "I'm just telling the truth. It's a truth that you don't want to see. You're part of the problem." And he said, "No, I know the truth, considering my mom has been the athletic director there since the school opened, and I brought this up to her, so just stop the BS." So he's saying his mom might have tampered with the investigation. He's implying his mom might have tampered with the investigation, and she was intentionally lenient on the perpetrators. And I said, "Skylar Sugita, your mom was too lenient on the perpetrators. South's administration is notoriously corrupt, elitist, and racist." And I said, "Your mom was part of the problem." And I said, "You're the one who needs to stop with the BS, or a cease and desist order is coming your way." And he says, "Plus, you don't even know what you're talking about. Walt wasn't even the head coach at the time. It was Lewis. Just face it, your plan to expose South went in the trash." So he's saying, "Oh, you're trying to accuse me of being a liar," even though he knows his mom tampered with the investigation and was intentionally lenient on the perpetrators. Now, let me remind you who the perpetrators are. For the hazing incident, the main perpetrator was Josh Pudlow. Bystanders were Brett Mormon, Roman Steffen, and Andrew West, and they didn't do nothing about it. They didn't report it to no coaches or no administrators at all. And their families were very good friends with the administrators. And the sexual assault incident, the perpetrator was Isaac Light, and the bystanders were Brett Mormon, Josh Pudlow, and Roman Steffen. Okay? And he said, so I said, "Skylar Sugita, assistant coaches are just as guilty. Coach Walt, just like Coach Turner, Coach Tom, Coach Lewis, and Coach Eric, had the opportunity to do the right thing and advocate for a more meaningful punishment, but none of them did that to my knowledge. South High is the problem. The south side of Anchorage is the problem. The environment at that school is the problem, and I'm not going to let some wannabe frat boys whitewash the truth." And I said, "I'm getting my nephew out of that environment, and I'm going to do my best as his uncle to get him to a better school with an environment like East or West." And I said, "You sound more ignorant than my nephew. You're a bad influence on him for sure." And now, Skylar Sugita is a baseball teammate of my nephew. I'm not going to say my nephew's name but he is on the same baseball team as my nephew, the South High baseball team. And he said, nah, you're the bad influence by feeding all these lies. Stop acting like a little kid and act like the adult you should be. Stop bringing up lies from years ago just to try to make a statement and saying my mom and all the other people involved in your little quote-unquote incident are lying. That's straight cap, bro. Here's what I say. Here's my response. So he's accusing me of lying. He knows his mom was intentionally lenient on the perpetrators. He knows that his mom most likely tampered with the investigation. He knows that the rest of the administration most likely tampered with the investigation and were intentionally lenient on the perpetrators. So he's trying to accuse me as a liar, which is a slander, and I could hypothetically take him to court for slander and win. So there you go, Skylar Sugita. So here's my response. I'm saying, Skylar, I'm an adult, but I also have PTSD. If you have PTSD, you can't get past traumatic events. That's why it's called post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm more of an adult than you or any South High staff member will ever be. I work an honest job. I pay my rent on time. I go to the masjid for salah, usually Isha, as much as possible. I live a clean halal life. I mentor younger Muslim brothers. That's what being an adult is about. And then, so he tries to do a little dirty comment at the end. And I said, so I talked about, so people were trying to accuse me of doing dirty, wishing bad against the son of Walt Harmon. And I said, no, that ain't it. I just want a clean football play, nothing dirty, use your eyes and read my comment. And I said, again, you lack, and I repeat what I said earlier, and this is the other guy, Zach Connell, by the way. Again, you think I'm going to forgive my abusers. You're wrong. I hate the south side of Anchorage, and I hate South High. Plus, according to either Nick Jimenez or Jason Tonilla told me that during the 2014 football trip to Vista Marietta, California, and the 2015 football trip to Texas, there was hazing, and neither incident was reported to South administrators to my knowledge. And Skylar Sugita says, you sound like a little kid. No wonder people didn't like you because you're a liar and a whiner. Just be quiet. Wow, Skylar. Wow, buddy. You want a hazing case against you, bud? You got it. Wallahi, next week, I'll call my lawyer. We'll serve a subpoena against you. A hazing, we'll sue you for hazing. Because we know Melanie Sugita tampered with the investigation. Okay, or at least we're pretty sure Melanie Sugita and Kirsten Strumpler-Johnson, Kevin Theonis, John Lewis, Walter Harmon, Eric Lohman, Nate Turner, and Tom Grenier, and Trevor Millar was a coach then. They all tampered with the investigation. Or if they didn't tamper with the investigation, they were intentionally lenient on the perpetrators that were involved. Because Lisa West, Andrew West's mom, was a football booster. Roman Steffen's mom was probably also a football booster. And Brett Mormon's family's got money, and is very wealthy. So, yeah. That's probably why they were lenient. And they're WASP athletes. Like, they're athletes that are white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. And I'm an athlete, but I'm not in that category, okay? So, Skylar Sugita, you really should be quiet at this moment. Brother, you should really, really be quiet at this moment because with all the talking you're doing, you're just exposing yourself, you're exposing your mom, and all the evil she did in that investigation. And, if there's no punishment for you in this dunya, wallahi, in the next dunya, after the day of judgment, there will be punishment. There will be a big punishment. Okay? So, looks like we have a little bit of tampering with an investigation or being intentionally lenient against perpetrators. And I guess I'll go to Anchorage School District Superintendent Dina Bishop and I'll have a little chat with her about this, and I will present all the evidence. I have emails and transcripts from 2013, bro. You don't want this, bro. You don't want this, Skylar Sugita. Bro, you really don't want this. You don't want this slander case. You don't want this collusion against me case. You really don't want it. Your mom doesn't want this case either, okay? Melanie doesn't want this case either. But it's going to happen because we have to get to the bottom of this. And I do believe Melanie Sugita played an instrumental role as athletic director in that investigation in 2013. I do believe she tampered with the case and with the investigation. I do believe she was intentionally lenient on the perpetrators involved. And I do not believe she reported the sexual assault to the cops. So I am asking Dina Bishop to put an investigation into Melanie Sugita, Kirsten Strumpler-Johnson, Kevin Theonis, and all the other South High officials involved. So that is the big news today. Will Melanie Sugita remain as South High athletic director? My guess, only Allah knows. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows if that is going to happen. My best guess, probably not, considering the evidence we have and the comments on YouTube, but we don't know. And inshallah, there will be an investigation and we shall find out soon. But that is the big news today. And if you want to see more videos like this, like, subscribe. Always looking for more, more support on this channel. We talk about a lot of controversial stuff, and a lot of stuff that gets a lot of people triggered. So yeah, and all support is recommended. But this is a major story coming out of the south side of Anchorage. Melanie Sugita's own son admitted she might have tampered with the investigation. And she might have been intentionally lenient on the perpetrators. Melanie Sugita's own son. You can't... This ain't a movie script, bro. This is real life. This is real life. Melanie Sugita, her own son, admitted that she probably tampered with evidence, or not tampered with evidence, tampered with the investigation, and was intentionally lenient with the perpetrators. So Dina Bishop, if you were watching this video, you know who to investigate. Am I right or am I right? Investigate Melanie Sugita. We'll see you next time on the Mansour Show, on Mansour TV, and Mansour is out here.